What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NBA podcast. Back for another week. I am your host, Alex Leak, and this is the best time of year, the NBA Finals. A champion will be crowned at the end of this series. It's been a great playoffs all the way through, and who would have thought that we'd have the 8 seed Miami Heat in the NBA Finals up against these Denver Nuggets, the Western Conference 1 seed. Congrats on the Nuggets on getting through the West, getting to this point, and they're 3 wins away from a championship. You know, it's a big opportunity for Nikola Jokic, for Jamal Murray, for head coach Michael Malone. You know, a lot of people see the Nuggets as pretenders. You know, they want to see them actually get the job done. Now, lately, what you've seen is a lot of people crowning the Nuggets before the series is over. And everyone says, well, the Nuggets are the more talented team. And I keep saying, well, so were the Bucks against the Heat. They were the more talented team. So were the Celtics against the Heat. They were the more talented team. The Heat have been the less talented team pretty much the entire way through the playoffs, and yet here they are, still standing and in the NBA Finals. So let's get into Game 2. I mean, Game 1, the Nuggets took care of business. They won by 11 points, and the Heat didn't get any help from their role players as Caleb Martin, Max Strus, and not Tim Duncan, but Duncan Robinson combined for just 6 points on 2 of 23 shooting and 2 of 16 from 3. So my thoughts after Game 1 is the Heat are going to make adjustments. I don't expect their role players to shoot this poorly in Game 2. And the Nuggets didn't exactly blow them out. So the Nuggets need to be ready for Game 2. And the Heat, an adjustment they made is Kevin Love didn't play at all. He was a healthy scratch in Game 1, did not play. And he gets the start in Game 2. So I thought that was interesting, a nice adjustment by Erik Spoelstra. And it worked out as Kevin Love gives you 6 points and 10 rebounds in Game 2. But the Heat came out ready to go, especially Max Strus came out on fire. I think he hit 4 threes early on, at least 3 threes. He came out firing away and knocking them down, gave the Heat a good early lead in this game and set the tone. But the Nuggets did rally and respond, and they took a double-digit lead of their own. In fact, they led by 12. I believe it was early fourth or late third, but the Nuggets were up, a sizable amount. And it looked like the Nuggets were going to take care of business. The more talented team is going to lead the way and get the win, right? But the Heat kept fighting, and that's what I love most about this Heat team is that they kept fighting. They came back, took the lead. They had a sizable, like a 9-point lead late. And the Nuggets didn't stop fighting, and the Nuggets got it within 3 points. Jamal Murray had a 3 to tie as time expired. Good defense by Jimmy Butler. And the Heat win Game 2, 111 to 108, a huge win in this series. And it evens the series at 1 apiece and puts home court in the favor of the Miami Heat. So a absolutely massive win. Don't act like or don't think that this isn't a big win, because this is huge. In a 7-game series, to split the first 2 in Denver is exactly what the Heat needed. So now they've got home court and the next 2 games in their house in Miami. A great opportunity. If they can find a way to take both, then the Heat are going to be up 3 games to 1. At the very least, if they can split, then it's 2-2. That'll be a win for Denver if they split, because then it's 2-2 and the Nuggets have home court, for Games 5 and Game 7. But Game 2, Jimmy Butler leads the way with 21 points, 9 assists. Bam Adebayo with 21 points, 9 rebounds. The 2 guys that are supposed to lead the Heat did so. And then point guard Gabe Vincent puts up 23 points as well. Gabe Vincent's been solid. I think he had 19 in Game 1, 23 in Game 2. Bam and Jimmy have both been consistent, doing their thing. But what was really the difference in Game 2, in my opinion, was the Heat role players. As Max Strus and Duncan Robinson combined for 6 of 13 from 3 and combined for, 24 points. So much better performance from both Max Strus and Duncan Robinson in Game 2 on the road. So you got better production out of the role players, and they needed that in order to win. One thing to keep an eye on is Caleb Martin has still been a no-show. Caleb Martin, who was such a key player against Boston in that series, has scored 6 points so far in the NBA Finals. 3 points in Game 1, 3 points in Game 2. And that's scary for Denver because you're 1-1 and Caleb Martin still hasn't gone off yet. And he's very capable of it. That's the thing about the Heat is that on any given night, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo should be your consistents. And on any night, you can get Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, even guys like Kevin Love or Kyle Lowry, the veterans too, can step up and provide a major impact. So the Heat, despite everyone saying they're the less talented team in almost every series, the Heat have good depth and good role players, and so that's how they're staying in this is by getting good contributions from their role players. And Caleb Martin, like I said, just 6 points so far in the finals, and going home should help his game. So if Caleb Martin plays well, along with Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, I see no reason why the Heat can't win at least one in Miami, if not possibly two. So this series is very interesting going forward. Game 3 is going to be a must-watch. Again, a huge win for Miami in Game 2. And there's going to be some complaining. Nuggets fans think they got the raw end of the deal with the officiating. But, man, I saw it on both sides. I mean, how about that three-pointer that Nikola Jokic shot that he wasn't even touched, and they called a foul? There was bad officiating both ways, bad calls both ways. And in Game 2, one of the big reasons why Denver failed to get the win is they didn't get much out of Michael Porter Jr. and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They both struggled on both sides of the ball, not only offensively but defensively as well. Michael Porter Jr. scores just 5 points, and KCP scores just 6 points. So 11 points combined out of two guys that you expect more from. At least Michael Porter Jr. you expect a lot more from, just 5 points. And both were getting lost defensively. Michael Porter Jr. was getting confused defensively and allowed multiple wide open threes. And KCP with a couple really bad fouls, fouling the three-point shooter, stuff like that really hurt the team late in this game. So Denver did not play their best basketball, and the Heat took advantage. So far the Nuggets haven't played their best game yet in this series. Game 1 was okay. Game 2 wasn't that great. So that's my worry about this Nuggets team is, yes, they're the more talented team, but this is their first time ever in franchise history of being on this stage, being in the NBA Finals, and the pressure that comes with it. This Heat team was a shot away from going last year. They were in the Finals in 2020. They've got Spoelstra's got multiple championships. Jimmy Butler's a veteran. Kevin Love's got a championship. Kyle Lowry's got a championship in Toronto. This is the more veteran team in Miami, not Denver. The only guy on the Nuggets that's won a championship is Caldwell Pope. Maybe DeAndre Jordan, but he's not playing. What is he providing? Caldwell Pope's the only guy really providing that. So the Heat, in my opinion, are the more veteran, more mentally tougher team, and that's why I disagreed. A lot of people were talking about a Nuggets sweep or Nuggets in 5. I always thought this was going to be a great series. I didn't see it as a bad matchup for Miami, not at all. And Denver, to me, still needs to prove it. Yeah, they swept the Lakers, awesome, but you have to finish the job, and losing Game 2 allows the Heat right back into the series. Instead of being up 2-0, taking care of home court, taking care of business, keeping the pressure on Miami. Now the pressure is squarely on the Nuggets for Game 3. If you don't take care of business and win a big road game in Miami in Game 3, suddenly you're trailing the series now 2-1, and a ton of pressure is on you for Game 4. So this is going to be a great series. You know, stop taking the Heat for granted. We've taken the Heat for granted since round 1. We gave them no shot to beat the Bucks. We gave them no shot to beat the Celtics. And a lot of you gave them no shot to beat the Nuggets. Stop it. Get some help, as the MJ Jiff would say. It's time to start respecting this Miami Heat team. And Jimmy Butler hasn't played his best basketball yet in this series either. You know, he shot 7 of 19 last night. Jimmy Butler, if he gets going, look out. You know, and then you've got Caleb Martin, like I said, 6 points so far. This Heat team is capable of playing a lot better than they played, and it's 1-1. So Denver fans need to be worried and need to get more out of their team. Jokic needs to play better. I know he played great. There's a little bit of a stat here that says if you allow Jokic to score a ton of points, you're likely going to win the game. Jokic enjoys playing that more of a 25, 15, and 15 type basketball, or 15 and 10 type basketball, where his teammates play well around him. If Jokic scores 41 and 11 like he did in Game 2, and it resulted in a loss. So this series is going to be great. I think it goes at least 6 games, and I picked the Heat in 6. We'll see if I'm right. No one else believed in me. People were laughing at that pick. But with it being 1-1, I'm feeling good right now. And Game 3 is huge. Miami needs to not take it for granted. Spoelstra, in my opinion, is the best coach. He's better than Michael Malone. And he's not going to allow, and I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to allow the Heat to get overconfident and cocky going into Game 3. So I think you're going to get a great Heat game in Game 3. The Nuggets back against the wall. They better bring their A game and ball out. Game 3 is going to be huge. I think Game 3 is the series. I really do. I think if the Heat win Game 3 and take a series lead, Miami might win this series. If the Nuggets win Game 3, then it puts a ton of pressure on Miami to win Game 4, and everything starts to go to script. You know what I mean? And so it's going to be massive. And Game 3 is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people assumed the Nuggets were going to win last night. They didn't. Huge win for Miami. And now the pressure's on Denver. The pressure was on Miami. Now it's on Denver. And we got a series, 1-1. I'm so proud of this Heat team. The way Jimmy Butler's been playing this entire playoffs. Bam Adebayo. He's frustrating at times, but he's playing with confidence. He's playing aggressive. He's trying, He's bringing the ball up on, playing point guard some of the time. And he's being aggressive at his opponent and trying to score. And that's what you need from him. I wish he would stop with some of the fadeaways and just be more aggressive at attacking the rim. I like the one-handed floater, one-handed jump hook, stuff like that from Bam a lot more than the fadeaway or the three-point shot. Be aggressive, attack the rim, get to the free throw line. That's what I like to see out of Bam. Plus his defense, he's playing good D. Jokic is going to get his, but just don't foul him. Just play good D, don't foul him. Jokic is going to get his stats and play good defense so that Jokic doesn't go off for 20 assists. You know what I mean? Again, the role players, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, are huge for the Heat. And they're going to be inconsistent, but if you get good games out of them, they can be the X factor in the series too. And then, like I said, the veterans, Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love, even Cody Zeller played better last night. I'm not a big fan of him in the series, but I think you play him because of his size against Jokic. So, man, I'm feeling confident as a guy who picked the Heat. For the Nuggets, they don't play a lot of depth guys. They play, Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Christian Brown, whatever. But that's about it, other than their starting 5. I'm worried for this Nuggets team. Besides Jokic and Murray, Aaron Gordon needs to play better than he did last night. More impact. Michael Porter Jr. and Caldwell Pope were liabilities last night. How much is Jeff Green going to give you? Christian Brown, I thought, did pretty well. He gave you, 3 steals. He gave you some good defense. But I trust Spoelstra as the better coach, making adjustments, and I trust Jimmy Butler. Look, if you're a Nuggets fan, I think you need to be worried a little bit. That was a bad loss last night. And the Heat show that they're not scared. They're not folding. They're not thinking sweep. They're thinking a long, hard-fought series, and I think that's what we're going to get. So we'll see who eventually wins this series. Again, the Nuggets are the more talented team, but let's stop with all that. Let's stop with the on-the-paper bullshit. What's happening on the court is the Heat are outplaying their opponents, whether it be the Bucks, the Celtics, or the Nuggets. The Heat are playing better. They might not be the more quote-unquote talented team on paper. Who gives a shit? They're playing better on the court. They're playing as better as a team. And so keep an eye on it. Game 3 is going to be absolutely massive. I can't wait for that game. And it's going to be a lot of fun the rest of this series. Game 3 will be, Wednesday night. And then Friday is Game 4. Man, I can't wait for Game 3. I wish it was tomorrow night because I'm hyped. But this is going to be a fun series. Advantage Miami right now. We'll see if the Nuggets adjust in Game 3. But in my prediction, the Heat are going to go up 2-1 and really put the pressure on this Nuggets team. So I can't wait for Game 3. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. And let me know what you think. As I'm going to put out, every game we're going to put out a reaction episode. And so follow along. It's been a lot of fun this entire playoffs, and this series, this isn't going to be a blowout. I'm here to tell you it's going to be hard fought and a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and have a great week, guys. Peace out.